And the first batch of ministers, assume if you never open finance minister or attorney general or agric minister or education minister or these are the team, the leadership about that is something I think say and you may discuss it. Although say sometimes I don't agree with the president say we system ministers and it's too much because the Kwabrane the 125 in the boom and now also the 60 pa. I say, oh yeah, happy because ministers and I also qualify to be a minister, so I don't understand why presidents say, oh, you see only 16 ministers. But I don't know. Let's focus it on that and then say. But NIPA 6 so far they all prove your money there. Also in no. I think say they all qualify. That is what I understand. Intino ye babaji abinjire. Now Parliament dynum. What the answer abra president SO ministers we in no. Epacho yemkona intiense my president ene omokai.
While we were all aware of the country's parlous economic state before the elections, it is important in the spirit of openness and transparency to inform the people of Ghana about the true state of affairs as we inherited it. Therefore, I encourage the ministers, as you assume office, to tell the nation about the state of affairs in your sectors, even while you work tirelessly to lift us out of the current situation. On the part of the Attorney General, as I said, you will be expected to spearhead the much needed reforms in our judicial system to make it more accessible and beneficial to all, irrespective of their backgrounds. The people of Ghana are desirous of a system that guarantees equal justice for all and nothing more or nothing less. It is quite clear that so much needs to be done in so short a time. And I assure the people of Ghana that this government will rise to the challenge and will reset our country. As I pointed out during my inaugural speech, Ghanaians have, through their votes, declared their intention to demand the highest standards of governance, and we cannot afford to fail them. This naturally puts a burden of responsibility on us, which we must prove equal to. Ghanaians have shown that the days of tolerance for disrespectful gaslighting by government officials are well and truly over. They will take firm action as they deem fit to punish any administration that takes them for granted. I therefore charge you to serve in humility and candor, always remembering that we serve at the pleasure of the Ghanaian people and that the authority we exercise emanates from them. We must exhibit tolerance for their views and work to meet their aspirations. This government will not tolerate arrogance or disrespect for the people who elected us into office. Modesty and prudence must be the guiding principle upon which you, myself, and our Vice President fashion our governance. People of Ghana will hold us accountable for the trust that they have placed in our hands. It cannot be business as usual. We must be transparent and fair in all our dealings. The anti-corruption institutions will be empowered to investigate and deal with any appointee who falls foul of the law. I expect all of you to begin the process of declaring your assets. The Chief of Staff will announce the cutoff date by which time all eligible appointees should have deposited their assets declaration forms with the Auditor General. I wish all of you good luck in your duties and a pledge to work with you, myself and Nana Jane, in the interest of working for them. I thank you and may God bless you.
And agriculture designate. And finally, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who is the Minister for Education designate. Thank you very much. Now the President of the Republic will administer the oaths to the ministers designate. Now there are 3 oaths to be administered. The first one is the oath of allegiance, which will then be followed by the oath of office, and finally the oath of secrecy. So Mr. President would start with the oath of allegiance.
We start with the oath of allegiance, and when I say I, you fill in with your name, and then you follow as I read. And so the oath of allegiance. I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic of Ghana as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of Ghana, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God. We now move to the oath of a Minister of State, and it follows the same pattern. I, having been appointed Minister of State of the Republic of Ghana, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will at all times well and truly serve the Republic of Ghana in the office of Minister of State, and that I will uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana as by law established, and that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when required, freely give my counsel and advice for the good management of the public affairs of the Republic of Ghana, and that I will not directly or indirectly reveal any matters that shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties and committed to my secrecy as Minister of State. So help me God. Now you take the oath of secrecy, and it follows the same pattern, but this time you mention the office that you have been assigned to. So I, holding the office of, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall come to my knowledge in the discharge of my official duties, except as may be required for the discharge of my official duties, or as may be specially permitted by law. So help me God. Congratulations.
Leads us to the next phase of the program, under which a representative of the ministers who have been sworn in would to the remarks made by His Excellency. If I were to exercise discretion that I do not have, I would nominate the Finance Minister to do so.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Chief of Staff, and senior officials at the Presidency, colleagues, let me, on behalf of my colleagues, thank His Excellency the President for the honor done us in nominating us to represent you as ministers of state. Mr. President, we have been with you throughout your days in opposition. We have witnessed the misgovernance and misrule of the previous administration. We've learned, indeed, that Ghanaians will not tolerate such misgovernance any longer. We've taken a cue from what you've just told us. We want to assure you that we will serve and serve in such a way to make you the best president in the Fourth Republic.
All right, Finance Minister Ashe, President John Dramani Mahama Bose, on nipa enume kan homani yensia President Aswe omu ino, omu be make sure say President administration will be the best. Na President ebe kwa koda somdwem a oye kuntan onko yete se kwabrane a okufi a ode animguase ene koye yenyine ni animguase a the former president a akotena fi sese na na do akufo ado ede akotena fi a ene oboni din Ghana ni bia enye ready se ohwe nipa kora na obuman no na nipa nsia President John Dramani Mahama ese omo in no nidikan ye Dr. Atoforsen as the finance minister, Dr. Dominic Ayene Attorney General, John Jenapo Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Haruna Idrisu, Minister of Education, Mr. Eric Opoku, Minister for Food and Agriculture, and Governor Kwame Agyeta as Minister for Roads and Highways. Nipa nsia we na President Aswe so far. And the ministers and President, I think so far President appointed Nipa 42. And ye kanko ye boboko Nipa na ensign. Dodo na be sebe kan about 6 way there I ready if you na ko kan Minister of Education, o kan Minister of Roads and Highway, o kan Minister of Education, Attorney General omudin e wo ha. That is something I think say Ghana for Dodo na any aje because the speed at which a president ebo bodino utim who say president was in opposition now I prepare na dwen dada answer na obabe for me aban. That is something I think say Ghana for Dodo na hear from our government say be ya because uti opposition Umbrana, you should be ready, and you should tell the citizens, say, Unimade Obabeye. And yes, I feel now Obana Obeye, Kukwasa. And then make kind Nipado Dua. President Nana Adon Kufado, Edo Mubu mine. A bush of Fongwa. Naya say so. Nipa 42 years, Nana President John Dramani Mahama appoint to me. A pacho, Nabusha for Ekawana. Now, before I do that, no, my for Parliament. Now, here at DBA, a course or Afenyo Markins, a champion here. Me pachu tea and 7 course of honey. If we are made a list of Nipa, no more server under Nana Adodenko Kufado, Abachiro Nipa, Kropotia, no more ye.
Speaker, my observation is well founded. So far, we have had chief executive appointments. These chief executive appointments to state-owned institutions have no regional balance. These appointments have no regional balance. The appointment to ministerial office thus far cannot be said to have a fair representation. I've already argued the gender imbalance. I've already made that argument. I will not go there. We have Western region. We have Central region. We have Greater Accra, which is predominantly made up of Gans and Adangwes. We have Volta region, generally made up of Evers and Loss. How many of them are being appointed into this government? We have Oti region. How many from Oti are getting the opportunity? Mr. Speaker, if you go to Upper West, Northeast, Mr. Speaker, in the Northeast, they are predominantly Mamprushes. Yes, it's a fact. Yes, it's a fact. Are we seeing a representation of them? This is a constitutional requirement.
looking
Speaker, with all due respect,
what this side was saying,
Mr.
but
Speaker,
you
Mr.
say
Speaker,
you are.
I rise on a point of order in terms of misinformation.
No, the point
Mr.
is,
Speaker,
the point is,
Mr. Speaker,
Nelson,
on the matter
Nelson,
on the matter, Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Nelson,
Mr. Speaker, on the matter that the minority leader is taking, it's a very dangerous one.
Honorable leader,
you rise and you speak about tribalism. You,
Honorable
Mr. Speaker,
Mani Mahama lives in a Gan land, and he gives that respect to the Gans and appreciates the vote he got in the Gan land, and he's going to do the needful. So please, Mr. Speaker, let me tell you this story. When a woman is disappointed in his husband, you will see that he assumes talking, every day talking. What is not even necessary to argue about, the woman will be arguing. And this is exactly what is happening to the MPP.
All right. And what I saw from Honorable Afenyo Markins, and he said he decided to incite tribal politics against the leadership of NDC. And the Honorable Afenyo Markins, tribalism, and he's, I don't know how to even describe it. As I said, or inciting citizens against the administration of the president. Maybe family and friends are under the leadership of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Yet, Honorable Afenyo Markins did not see the need to speak against this kind of things. Now, all the 125 ministers, political appointment in the country, Nana Addo made it family and friends. Yet, Honorable Afenyo Markins was quiet. And then, Onobe incited other tribes against NDC. TME, family and friends. And that's anti-media too. President Akufo-Addo's cousin. Nana Santi too. Number 2, Kofi Dakon Asante, father of Nana Santi too. I'm mentioning names. Let's all follow. Name here there. 3, Mrs. Vida Asante, mother of Nana Santi too. They were all serving in Nanado's administration. Let me just continue. 4, Kwesi Kutu Asante, brother of Nana Santi too. Loretta Ochre, sister of Nana Santi too. Ken Oforiatta, Nana Akufo-Addo's cousin. Samuel Ata Achia, President Nana Akufo-Addo's cousin. 8, Kwesi Amoakwanta, President Akufo-Addo's cousin. I think they are all known faces. Ghana Nibia in him. Let's continue. Yes, and see here. A better man say Ghana for the Dokwa did not take notice of this. But I'm telling you, it's going to shock you. Jankroma Akufo-Addo, daughter of President Akufo-Addo. Duke Oforiatta, President Akufo-Addo's cousin. Edward Akufo-Addo, Bomti, President Akufo-Addo's brother. Gabi Asaro Dakon, President Akufo-Addo's nephew. Gabi Gabi. But let's continue. Sometimes on 13th, Nana Adwoa Hackman, wife of Gabi Asaro Dakon and President Akufo-Addo's in-law. Mr. Eko Hackman, brother of Nana Adwoa Hackman and President Akufo-Addo's in-law. Rhoda Bafu Jima, President Akufo-Addo's cousin. Mr. Alex Bafu Jima, husband of Rodaline Bafu Jima and President Akufo-Addo's in-law, which means President Akufo-Addo Asewonono. Nana Fredu Oforiatta, President Akufo-Addo's cousin. Dr. Edward Kwapon, paternal relative of President Akufo-Addo. Mrs. Gloria Akufu, paternal relative of President Akufo-Addo. Kwame Akufu, paternal relative of President Akufo-Addo. Michael Oforiatta, President Akufo-Addo's nephew. William Oforiatta, President Akufo-Addo's nephew. Alex Oforiatta, President Akufo-Addo's niece. Gabriela Arefua Randolph, relative of First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Akosua Newman, wife of Victor Newman. Victor Newman himself, paternal relative of President Akufo-Addo and long-standing associate. Shirley Lai, special assistant to the First Lady Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Madam Virginia Hesse, ex-lover, mother of Akufo-Addo, as of my girlfriend's political appointment. Yet, Afenyo Markins, and so we anchor about your metwaso. I think the list no. Udi agora obo boss a cassette ne bank ebeti. Oba boba manati. 29. Eno Oforiata, sister-in-law of Finance Minister Ken Oforiata. Daniel Ogame Tete, friend of Finance Minister Oforiata, former Finance Minister, because you need to at the 9 minutes a day, era Dr. Amin Ebesheho. De la Amo Asina, Company Secretary to Ken Oforiata's data bank, Michael Asari Bediakon, nephew of Ken Oforiata, Ernest Akore, friend of Ken Oforiata, Samson Akligo, friend of Ken Oforiata, Felicia Jemfi Ashley, friend of Ken Oforiata, Atiwa Daku Kwache, friend of Ken Oforiata, which means who Ken Oforiata Adam Fono. Charles Adubuahen, long-standing friend, business partner of Ken Oforiata. Kelly Gajipo, business partner of Ken Oforiata. Dr. Kwame Owusu Nyantachi, brother-in-law of President Akufo-Addo. Yofi Grant, friend of Ken Oforiata. Michael Adote Addo, friend of Ken Oforiata. Alhaji Ramadan, father-in-law of Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia. Abu Ramadan, brother-in-law of Mahmoud Bawumia. Mumuni Abulai Bawumia, brother of Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia. Kojo Jamfi Osafomafo, son of Senior Minister Ya Osafomafo. Kofi Bosompem Osafomafo, son of Senior Minister Osafomafo. Olivia Kwate, friend of Esla Owusu. Prince Sefa, friend of Esla Owusu. Jenna Blay, wife of Freddie Blay. And Professor Maikwe Jr., son of former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Maikwe. Me twaso I bet to say manye 50. Nipa bako 50 ya. They were all relatives either to the president, to the vice president, or internal people like NPP. Yet, Afenyo Markins did not see the need to speak against this. Yet, President John Dramani Mahama used just 60 ministers. Eddie Abumano, Afenyo Markins say, on Thursday say, Ghana and Kurumkure or tribes will be in your appointment in the B. Afenyo Markins was one of the first gentlemen I really liked in Ghana politics. First, let me penance power. But it got to a timer. I heard him who said, no, Afenyo Markins, politics were taking it to a different dimension. Or nipa na ye nyina fi say oye no onye sa nipa no and now we are vetting in some Afenyo Markins ABC why you will sometimes think say papa we is he the right person for this political appointment and also we nipa fufuro bi and NPP for ekofa na be share ho.
Another Jimmy, MPP for Mama Jimmy, what Jimmy Papa will stay in opposition forever. MPP for Nkwasia for pa, my Jimmy MPP for Jimmy, me will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party. They are idiots.
So they are idiots. Kennedy Japan say no. Ba ohia mamwa John Dramani Mahama ebuya na na do dan kwa Akufo-Addo so wa semba kope e de magana for ne NPP for e pa che wo entie no.
I would say to the people of Ghana, I'm sorry. We are sorry for the poor work we have done. We're going to go and think about ourselves.
So you have to go and think about yourself, Honorable Afenyo Markins. Political position, enya goodie, say we better na na wadwen say udi ba be dia grow. Intino, one will say he seems not to understand the role tribalism plays in our society. And he say, okay, cat tribes in Itiboma, you are creating a very, very big and serious problem for the nation, how we call Ghana. Honorable Afenyo Markins. I don't even understand why this man seems to be doing all these kind of things. He seems not to have learned any lesson from opposition or Mokoya. They are now even struggling to get 80 seats in Ghana's parliament. Micro minority. Honorable Afenyo Markins has not even learned anything. And he said in the wine again say, say Ghana, and then say Ghana no tete pansama, then there will not be any president, there will not be anybody because when your majority le anye. Until the minority leader of the parliament or you see that avenue to destroy the nation we all have. Why must we be doing that to ourselves? NPP got a very golden opportunity to rule Ghana. And you decided to say you are not going to